bomb, sovereign. Hello everyone, I am Servant of Sovereign Birth. I chose that name for its meaning. Sovereign meaning supreme ruler. And that is exactly what you mamas are out there. You are supreme rulers. So today we are going to talk about midwifery. How to become a midwife. Why I decided I want to become a midwife. What school I am going through. How long it takes. We're going to dive into NARM requirements and state requirements. So to start off, I'm going to talk about how I started down my midwifery route. I have always wanted to become a midwife. I've always really been into the medical side of things. I want to help in that way. I also have really yearned for those skills just in my own household. Yes, we use doctors. We see the doctor. But if it's not something detrimental, I like to handle things at home. So the more I know, the better. And then I can judge better on whether my kids need to be rushed to the doctor or not. What stopped me was I did not want to go through nursing school. I have 5 children. I could never commit to nursing school. So then I found out there are multiple routes you can take to becoming a midwife. There are different midwives. There are CNMs, which are certified nurse midwives. That is a route where you would have to go through nursing school first. And then there are certified professional midwives. Now those, to my understanding, are the 2 main midwives. There are, of course, a few others. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, there are CNM and CPM, certified nurse midwife and certified professional midwife. Now, a certified professional midwife, get this, does not need to go through nursing school. You definitely have some academics to tackle, but it's not near as extensive as nursing school. So anyway, I am going to talk about certified professional midwives, how you can become one. And if you're interested in hiring a certified professional midwife, then this can give you a background on the hoops that they had to jump through in order to become licensed. Every state has their own requirements, and every certified professional midwife is required to pass the NARM Exam, North American Registry of Midwives. It's a big exam. You gotta pass it. So I have this big book. The state that I am in currently does not require additional pieces. They require you to go through all the NARM steps. Then there is MEAC accredited schools. Some states require that you be MEAC accredited, so there's all different kinds of schools, and the more popular ones are MEAC accredited. MEAC stands for Midwifery Education Accreditation Council. So certain schools are MEAC accredited. My state does not require that. I do know of some midwives here that went ahead and attended a MEAC accredited school in case one day our state does require that. That's not the route I'm going, and I'd like to think that if I went through all the schooling, though it wasn't MEAC accredited, I became a licensed midwife, and one day our state says that we do need to be MEAC accredited, I'd like to think that wouldn't affect me. I could be wrong though. That would be such a shame for all the schooling that I've already done to have gone to waste, and me to have to attend school all over again just for it to be MEAC accredited. That wouldn't make sense either to me. So this big book, this is all about NARM. This is the big guy. In fact, I'm actually going to talk about the specific school that I'm attending before I dive into this, but I'm going to read off a lot of this to you. The requirements that NARM asks of you. I thought that could be helpful. So the school that I chose is an amazing school. There's people from all around the world attending this school, and I'm so blessed that I get to be a student. Here we go. The school is called Go Midwife. Our teacher's name is Amy Curbo. She is also a certified professional midwife, and she loves teaching. She's been doing this for a long time now, and I just feel so lucky. But if you want to do the independent study portion, go midwife.com. Each class is roughly $300 for each one, and there are roughly 25 classes, give or take. So I started the independent study portion, and then she also offers a in-person modules of midwifery course. So that is what I will be attending here at the beginning of March. And again, people come from all around the world to go to this school. And it is 3 months long, Monday through Friday. We work on all the hands-on skills required to safely deliver a baby, take care of mama, prenatal appointments, suturing, blood pressure, water palules. We even learn how to administer IVs. It's very exciting, and I can't wait to start. So, Go Midwife. The course for all the hands-on stuff right now is $5,500 for the 3 months, Monday through Friday. It is very extensive. There's a lot packed in to that 3 months, and rumor has it that my course and the course after this are going to be the last ones. That is just a rumor, but if it's true and you want to attend there, you should hurry up because, like I said, she's been doing this for a long time and she's really great. I have a lot of respect for her and I'm very excited. So, Go Midwife. You get all your academics through her. She gets you all prepped for the NARM exam. She is the one that led me to all of this information, and it was just at my fingertips. I just had to click on a link, and it makes it so much easier having somebody to guide you through that process. So something else I will cover really fast. The other huge thing to becoming a certified professional midwife is you need to find a registered preceptor. That is a midwife who is willing to take you under her wing and allow you to attend births with her. She allows you to assist for her. She allows you to practice. This woman is going to be signing off on every little move you make. If you do a blood pressure, if you do fetal heart tones, there's lists and lists of things you need to have this midwife sign off on. And there are also a whole bunch of births that you need to attend. She needs to sign off on each one of those. You need to have sign-offs for a whole bunch of prenatal visits. And I will dive into that right now, so I can give you accurate information. So here it is, out of the horse's mouth, ladies and gentlemen. This is the NARM Certified Professional Midwife Application Instructions Summary. Number 1, please read the entire packet. Number 2, use only official NARM forms for all materials submitted. All forms are available for download on NARM website, and if you need additional copies. Fillable PDFs may be created using these forms, but original signatures/initials must be on the submitted copies. Do not create your own forms. Forms must be filled out completely in English in black ink or typed. The forms should not be in booklets, bound, or sent in notebooks or sleeves. Do not use whiteout. If you make an error, start over on a blank copy. Errors on forms that do not require verification signature may be crossed out, initialed, and correct information entered. New forms can also be downloaded from the web and the correct information put on the downloaded page if relevant. The preceptor can initial on the new page. All applicants are required to fill out the General Application Form 100 to be submitted with Phase 1 or Phase 2, whichever one is first. There are technically 4 different phases that you need to go through. We are also going to go over that right here today and what each phase requires. Choose the appropriate educational category. The applicant must meet the requirements of one of the educational categories of application. See the Candidate Information Booklet, CIB, for specific requirements for each route of entry. Fill out the checklist and all appropriate forms for the category under which the application will be made. 8. Collect all supporting documentation according to instructors found in the section for the category under which application will be made, and make a copy to send with the application. Charts submitted to NARM must contain only the client code as an identifier. Names, addresses, social security numbers, or phone numbers of the client must be removed before submission. The personal information may be whitened out or blacked out on the copy sent to NARM. Any chart received with these identifiers will immediately be shredded, and the candidate will be required to submit another copy with the personal information removed. Number 9. All supportive documentation, license, diplomas, certificates, transcripts, etc., must be translated into English with a notarized copy of the original and the translation. The notary must be fluent in both languages for translated documents. 10. Complete signatures as required on specific forms. 11. Submit one copy of each of the following: legal photo identification, passport or driver's license, a head and shoulders photo taken within the last 6 months with the applicant's signature on the back, so head and shoulders, both sides of current adult CPR and neonatal resuscitation certification. I am now NRP certified. It is another requirement. NARM only accepts certification from courses which include a hands-on skills component. Online only courses are not accepted. Approved CPR courses include the American Heart Association of Pediatrics and Canadian Pediatric Society, or pre-approved by NARM. Course must be approved for the US or Canada. Documentation of workshop, course, or module on cultural awareness. Number 12. Make a copy of all completed NARM CPM application forms. Send the original with your application. Original refers to the application forms, not licensed or other documents for which copies are requested. 13. Keep a copy for your records. Okay, this next page is getting into the good stuff. All NARM applications are evaluated in detail and randomly audited. Applicants, regardless of category, could be required to submit charts, practice documents, and or other related documentation as requested. Delays in response to requests for audit materials can delay test scheduling. Number 15. Send all application materials in one packet. Incomplete applications or applications that are not legible will be returned. 16. Fees are payable by money order, certified check, or credit card. Personal business checks are not accepted. All fees must be made payable to NARM in U.S. funds. A handling fee of approximately 8% will be added to all credit card transactions. All credit card payments must now be made using the website www.narm.org/billing. All fees are non-refundable. So before we go on to 17, there's a little box up here in the right corner. It says applicants may not use the CPM designation until certification has been awarded by NARM. 17. Mail the completed application materials to NARM Applications, P.O. Box 420, Summertown, Tennessee 38483. Delivery services such as FedEx and UPS will not deliver to a post office box. Please send all materials by U.S. mail unless otherwise instructed. Applications mailed to other NARM offices will be returned. Incomplete applications will be returned. A $100 resubmission fee must be included when application is resubmitted. 19. Entry-level applicants must first complete phases 1 through 3 of the NARM portfolio evaluation process, which is the PEP process. If you've heard anything about PEP, it is portfolio evaluation process. Now, this is where it gets good. A. Upon meeting phase 1, 2, and 3 of the PEP requirements, the applicant will be issued a letter of completion. B. Submit copies of letter of completion and a copy of the certification application checklist form 400 as validation of completion of the applicant's education, along with the $1,100 NARM examination fees. Fee applies only to midwives who have not previously taken the NARM examination for licensure. C. Phase 4 may be submitted with 3 or up to 6 months of passing the NARM examination. All applicants must pass the NARM examination after each application has been processed by NARM and the requirements successfully met. The applicant will be sent information on how to schedule the written examination. Upon passing the NARM examination and completing all certification requirements, the applicant will be issued a certification number and the Certified Professional Midwife certificate. Midwives may not refer to themselves as CPMs until they receive their certificate or verification of certification by NARM. Time frames for the entire experience. All clinicals and skills documented must have to occur within the last 10 years. Clinical training documented must span at least 2 years. So you need to be in school for a minimum of 2 years. Your clinicals are, so basically how I'm doing it with the mom's course, going in and doing that hands-on work with them and finding your registered preceptor, that midwife that is going to take you under her wing, doing all those births with her. Those are your clinicals. Each thing she will need to sign off on in here, and you will send it to NARM. So must span at least 2 years. A review of NARM application data indicates that most training spans 3 to 5 years. Theoretical education is integrated within the clinical training period. Applicants are responsible for the requirements at the time they submit their applications. Please check the NARM webpage, narm.org, for the latest application forms and other updates before sending in complete applications. Okay, the next thing I have in here is, it says Certified Professional Midwife Application Instructions. This says CPM Application Instructions. Applicants may submit their completed NARM application at any time. Please understand it can take several months to reach test eligibility after the application has been submitted. To ensure a timely response, please be sure that all application materials are complete. If forms aren't signed or information is incomplete, the application will be returned. NARM is not responsible for any delay in NARM's processing of the application or delay in receipt of the application, including but not limited to mail delays, inclement weather, acts of God, acts of terrorism, computer or fax transmission failures, or any individuals or entities mistaken or omission. Applications are processed in the order they are received. Applicants will receive an acknowledgement notifying them that the application has been received. After review of the applications department will send notification of approval or any needed corrections or missing items. The applicant will then receive a letter and or exam intent form when the application has been approved. Notifications are made electronically, so it's imperative NARM has a current email address on file. Approval to take the NARM examination is dependent on the completion of the application. So, this is basic demographic information and must be turned in with all categories of application. Cultural awareness. All applicants and CPMs are required to complete a workshop, module, or course of cultural awareness for certification and recertification. Approved courses slash modules are a course on cultural awareness, a course, oh my gosh, a course on cultural awareness within a midwifery education program accredited by MEEC or a specific state-approved midwifery education program. A course on cultural awareness within a state-approved medical education program. A cultural awareness course offered as a workshop accredited for CEUs by MEEC or ACNM. Additional options can be found on our website at narm.org/accountability/CEU-information/. The portfolio evaluation process, PEP process, application. The PEP application documents training and experience under a registered preceptor who has registered with NARM. Students who have more than one preceptor will need a copy of the verification of birth experience form for each preceptor. Send the completed application, keep a copy, and application fees to NARM applications. Fees are payable by money order. Okay, we already said that. Equivalency application. Equivalency applicants are eligible to take the NARM examination if they have graduated from a MEEC-approved program or have documented training and experience through an approved certification or state licensure process as outlined in the Candidate Information Booklet, CIB. Certification. When the application is submitted and approved, the applicant will receive information on setting up the written examination after passing the written examination and do you guys want to hear the fees? NARM fees. Phase 1 application fee is $225. Phase 2, $425. Phase 3, $425. Phase 4, $125. The examination fee for NARM is $1,100. MEEC graduate application fee is $1,300. State license in approved states, $50. UK licensed midwife is $1,100. CNM/CM is $1,200 for their application fee. Now, if you have to resubmit your documents, $100. Retake the NARM exam, $550. Reschedule your NARM exam, $200 for if you want to retake it within 5 days. If you want to reschedule it within a month, it is $50. Recertification fee before expiration, $200. Recertification fee within 90 days after expiration, $250. Extensive fee, delayed response for requested information, $50. Inactive fee, $35. Inactive status, $50. Recertification after expired, $750. Recertification after expired state license current, $250. Retirement fee, $65. NARM registered preceptor certificate, $20. Additional certificate and wallet card, $30. Additional certificate, $20. Additional wallet card, $50. So don't be late. Don't let your stuff expire. Don't reschedule. It all adds up. It's gonna cost you.
Huh?
Don't touch, please. Don't touch.
Hey.
Entry-level PEP. So, entry-level PEP candidates must 1. Complete the NARM's portfolio evaluation process. Fulfill the general education requirements described in the candidate information booklet. B. Complete the general application form 100 and PEP application forms. That's I will try and show it to you. Forgive me if it comes out blurry. I hope it's focusing. This is the Form 100 application. Experience in specific settings. A minimum of 5 births must be attended in phase 1, 2, and or 3. A minimum of two planned hospital births must be included in phase 1. These cannot be intrapartum transports but may be antepartum referrals. Provide verification from the NARM's registered preceptors that the applicant has achieved proficiency on each area listed on Form 201A, the skills, knowledge, and abilities essential for complete practice verification form. Submit copies of both sides of the current adult CPR and neonatal resuscitation certification. Provide a statement from the NARM registered preceptor asserting that the applicant utilizes 1. Practice guidelines, 2. Emergency care form, 3. Informed disclosure given at initiation of care, and 4. Informed consent documents used for shared decisions made during care. G. Provide 3 letters of reference, personal, professional, and client. All 3 letters must be sent directly to NARM by the individual providing the reference, not by the applicant. Submit documentation of workshop, course, or module on cultural awareness. Complete the second verification of skills form 206, which I can show you. The written examination. Submit PEP CPM application checklist form 400, which will be sent to you with your letter of completion of NARM's PEP process and test fee. Send letter of completion of NARM's PEP as verification of experience and skills. Pass the NARM examination. Submit phase 4 requirements. This is for certification. Submit phase 4 requirements. Submit any outstanding documentation or updated CPR neonatal resuscitation. Okay. This part is very good. So we know that there are 4 phases that you have to go through to become certified. What are those phases? What are they like? What do you have to do? I'm going to tell you. Instructions for the PEP entry level forms. Clinical training documentation in phases 1 through 3 must span a minimum of 2 years and a maximum of 10 years. All clinicals documented on The PEP entry-level applications must have occurred in the U.S. or Canada. Here we go. Phase 1. Births as an observer. Document attendance at 10 births in any setting, in any capacity, as an observer, a doula, a family member, friend, beginning student. You cannot count your own personal births. These births may be verified by any witness who was present at the birth. This form may be submitted prior to or along with phases 2 or 3. Births on this form should not be included on any other form. Phase 2. Clinicals as an assistant under supervision. Document at least 20 births, 25 prenatals, including 3 initial exams, 20 newborn exams, 10 postpartum visits as an assistant under the supervision of a NARM registered preceptor. 18 births in this category must be completed before beginning primary under supervision births. Documented assist should show increasing responsibility. Determination of readiness for serving as a primary under supervision is at the discretion of the supervising preceptor and may require more births as an assistant before moving to the next step. Phase 3. Clinicals as a primary under supervision. Document 20 births, 75 prenatals, including 20 initial prenatals, 20 newborn exams, and 40 postpartum exams as a primary midwife under supervision. 2 intrapartum transports are allowed if labor began in an out-of-hospital setting. CPR and neonatal resuscitation are submitted with this phase. The verification of skills, Form 206. The verification of knowledge and skills, Form 201A, will be submitted with this phase, as well as the second verification of skills, Form 206. The knowledge and skills list will include verification of both knowledge base and performance of skills in a clinical setting. The student is eligible to register for the NARM examination once the first 3 phases have been submitted and approved. Continuity of care. Of the 20 primary births required under supervision in Phase 3, 5 require full continuity of care, COC, and 10 more required at least 1 prenatal under supervision. Full continuity for 5 primary births, 5 continuity of care as a primary midwife under supervision will include 5 prenatals spanning at least 2 trimesters, the birth, newborn exam, and 2 postpartum exams. Multiple preceptors can verify the continuity of care. The newborn exam must be done within 12 hours of the birth. Maternal postpartum exams must be done between 24 hours and 6 weeks following the birth. Prenatals for 10 additional primary under supervision births. Students must have attended at least 1 prenatal with the mother prior to her labor and birth for 10 of the 20 primary births under supervision in Phase 3. Phase 4. 5 additional births as a primary under supervision. Document 5 additional births as primary under supervision of a registered preceptor. These births must have occurred after completion of all Phase 2 requirements and may be submitted before or after the NARM examination. As with Phase 3, the preceptor holds final responsibility for all prenatal care, the birth and postpartum care done by the student. Only 1 maternal transport may be included if the labor begins in the out-of-hospital setting. Submission of this form is expected within 6 months of passing the examination unless a request for an extension is made. A NARM registered preceptor is defined as a primary midwife who has current approved registration through NARM. The registered preceptor must be credentialed as a certified professional midwife, certified nurse midwife, or certified midwife. Or they must be a licensed practitioner legally recognized by the state jurisdiction to provide maternity care. A preceptor must have an additional 3 years of experience after credentialing or 50 primary or co-primary births beyond entry level. CPM requirements. Additionally, they must also have 10 continuity of care births beyond entry level CPM requirements. A preceptor must have attended a minimum of 10 out-of-hospital births in the last 3 years. Must have completed the NARM Preceptor Registration Form 700 and remain current with their regulation. Is responsible for the prenatal, interpartum, postpartum, and/or newborn care, and is physically present in the same room in a supervisory capacity during that care in which this applicant acted as primary under supervision. The preceptor privileges of some midwives have been revoked. It is the student's responsibility to verify the preceptor's status by asking their preceptor or contacting NARM. Effective January 1st, 2017, NARM preceptors must be registered before supervising any clinicals documented on a student's NARM application. Skills/clinicals signed off after that date by a preceptor who is not registered with NARM will be invalid. We got through all of the application stuff, telling us all the details. I hope you guys are taking notes. I can also leave a link in the description below where this process and these applications can be found. Okay, the phases. I will show you what each of them look like, the paperwork that you will have to fill out. So this first page basically runs over again how you need to submit things, the order it needs to be done in. General application form 100, need to be sent previously to phase 2. Legal photo identification, you need to send the application fee in. So we got that. This is what the form looks like. You need to have your preceptor sign off on these. I recommend, because a midwife recommended to me, that you have everything else already filled out, the dates, etc. Only have blank where they need to sign so that it is quick and easy for them. They're already doing you a solid. Just make it really easy for them to sign. And then this next page, these spots that you need to fill in are the dates and the births that you attended. Then there is a row on this page for each of those same births that is for your witness to fill out, and also initial. So I will go back through. She initialed all of these slots for me. She was in a hurry, and then I will just go back in and fill out this information again. Print witnesses, name, address, phone number, and then their initials. Okay, we are getting into phase 2. So phase 2 is assistant under supervision. The first page is the application process, their fees, and reminding you You need to do photo identification, yada yada. Same thing on the back. Okay, on the back it's juicy. So before you can move on to phase 3, for phase 2 you need to have 20 births documented, 25 prenatal exams, 20 newborn exams, and 10 postpartum exams. And then the preceptor needs to initial for each one of them. So instructions, fees, a brief go over what you need to have, and then this is what the form looks like for your births, what your preceptor needs to initial next to. Go ahead and fill in the descriptions and stuff for them. Make it easy for them to just boom, 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 and sign. There is a back. This one is newborn exams. There is a front. There is a back. And summary of procedures, application names, and your preceptor needs to sign. Next is phase 3. Phase 3 is you are the primary under supervision. So you will be doing a lot of the tasks that are needed to help a baby be born and getting each one of those details signed off on. So instructions, page 1, instructions, page 2, letter of reference form. Give some references, some births you've attended or people that have worked with you. Births as primary under supervision. I hope you've been able to see those, you guys. Can you see? There's a front and a back. So these are the births. These are additional prenatal exams. There's a front. There is a back. Postpartum exams. Just a front. This is your list of your registered preceptors. The majority of us end up using a few. It can be hard to find one preceptor and stick with them the entire time. I don't know why, but that's what I'm hearing. It would be so nice to just be able to find one and see it through with just that one. For phase 4, your additional births as primary under supervision. And it is the same thing. Spots you fill out and where they sign. I hope you can see that. But it says for professional issues, knowledge, and skills. The first one applies understanding of social determinants of health, income, literacy, education, sanitation, housing, environmental hazards, food security, common threats to health. So this is saying you understand that. Preceptor signs off. The next one is applies understanding of direct and indirect causes of maternal and neonatal mortality and morbidity, and so on. So it provides information on neonatal and local health services such as social services, WIC, breastfeeding, substance abuse, mental abuse, etc. Knows the advantages and risks of different birth sites, the requirements of the birth site, so each one needs to be signed off on front and back. You need to be signed off on your knowledge of medical oxygen, Pitocin, vitamin K, antibiotics, IV fluids, epinephrine. Each one of these things need to be acknowledged and initialed. Scissors of all kinds, suturing equipment, gestational wheel or calendar, newborn and adult care, thermometer, urine analysis strips, cord clamps, Doppler, fetoscope, stethoscope, blood pressure cuff. Each one of those things needs to be signed off on, and I did not name them all. I was skipping around. Oxygen tank, pulse oximeter, laryngeal mask, proper use of injection, including syringe, single and multi-dose vial, ampules, and Sharps container, obtains or refers to urine culture, knows about HIV, hepatitis, hepatitis C, rubella, group B strep. This is pretty thick. For phase 3, you will be the primary role. You will be the midwife with a registered preceptor standing there, having your back, signing off on all your things. The very last thing is your letter of reference form. So you need to have three letters of reference, I believe. So I hope you all found that helpful. I know it's a lot, but it could be worse. And babies are being born all the time, so you want that experience, you want that knowledge. It's going to become second nature to you, and it's going to make you the best midwife ever. Please ask me questions. Let me know if I left anything out. Correct me if I was wrong on anything. I wish you all the best journey. That's it. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you for watching. Till next time.